Buzz, welcome back to your daily dose of K-pop buzz, hot takes, and all the moments you just can't miss. And today, we've got something huge to celebrate for all stays around the world. Stray Kids just made history. They've won their first ever Nickelodeon Kids Choice Award. Okay, pause for a second, let that sink in. Not Mama, not MMA, not a Korean domestic award. This is Nickelodeon Global Broadcast, Santa Monica, California. Stray Kids just walked away with the Favorite Music Group Award at the 2025 Kids Choice Awards, and the best part, they beat out some seriously iconic names like TWICE, Coldplay, Imagine Dragons, Jonas Brothers, Linkin Park, and Blink-182. Y'all, let's talk about that lineup real quick. That's not just a random list. Those are global music giants. Some of them have been around for decades. Linkin Park, Coldplay? I mean, wow, that just shows the kind of impact Stray Kids is making on the world stage. They're not just riding the K-pop wave, they're leading it. But here's what makes it even more special. The Nickelodeon Kids Choice Awards are voted by fans. This isn't some behind-the-scenes panel making decisions in a boardroom. This is about fan power, global support, and real-time love. Stays did that, you did that. And honestly, I'm not surprised. Stray Kids has been on fire lately, from headlining massive tours to dropping hits like La 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 and Megaverse to going viral for their explosive live performances. They've proven over and over that they're not just a trend, they're a force. But let's keep it real, this win wasn't just handed to them. This took years of building an identity, carving out their space in the industry and staying true to who they are, from their self-producing roots to their bold musical style. Stray Kids has always done things differently, and maybe that's exactly why they're finally being recognized on this kind of international platform. Now, I want to ask you guys, do you remember when they were first on Stray Kids The Survival Show? Who would have thought those rookies would be standing here now, holding a Nickelodeon blimp, with millions of fans cheering them on from all over the globe? It kind of makes you emotional, doesn't it? And while we're talking about this win, I think it's time to talk about something that doesn't always get enough attention. How Stray Kids has been slowly but surely dominating outside the traditional K-pop spaces. Like, sure, they've got the Korean awards, the Daesangs, the music show wins, but they've also been hitting Western markets hard, touring in the US, topping Billboard charts. And now this, winning a Western Pop Culture Award that's traditionally been owned by Western artists. This is more than just a trophy, it's a message. Stray Kids is here, they're global, and they're not going anywhere. But I'm curious, how did you guys feel when you saw the winner announcement? Were you shocked? Did you cry? Because when I saw the news, I literally gasped out loud. Like, there's something so surreal about seeing a K-pop group, especially one that debuted in 2018, sharing a category with Coldplay and then actually winning. It's the kind of underdog story that just hits you right in the heart. And you know what? It also says a lot about where K-pop is headed. We're not just talking about niche fandoms anymore, we're talking mainstream recognition, mainstream impact. Stray Kids is paving the way for fourth-gen groups to be taken seriously everywhere, not just in Asia. And I want to hear from you. Do you think this win signals a shift in how Western audiences are embracing fourth-gen K-pop? Or is it just a special what-I'm moment? Because I personally feel like this is just the beginning. I would not be shocked if next year we're talking about Stray Kids at the Grammys. No, seriously. It sounds wild, but just a few years ago, this kind of thing felt impossible. Now, not so much. Alright, we're gonna dive even deeper into what this win means, not just for Stray Kids, but for K-pop's future, fan power, and the way global media is finally starting to catch up. But before we go there, don't forget to comment below, what was your first ever Stray Kids moment? The performance, the song, the comeback that made you say, yup, I'ma stay for life. Because for me, it was Miro, that raw energy, that rebellious vibe. It felt like they were announcing themselves to the world, and clearly, the world finally listened. Now let's talk about what could come next for Stray Kids after this historic win. So now that Stray Kids has crossed this huge milestone with the Nickelodeon Kids Choice Award, what's next? Honestly, I think this is just the tip of the iceberg. Think about it, if they're already winning over general audiences and casual music fans around the world. Imagine the kind of brand deals, festival invites, and collaborations that could be lining up behind the scenes. Stray Kids isn't just popular in K-pop, they're becoming a pop culture brand. And let's not forget how visually and conceptually strong they are. The fact that they self-produce, write, and create so much of their work sets them apart in a major way. Their performances aren't just choreographed, they're crafted with messages, chaos, emotion, and fire. That's the kind of artistry that wins over not just fans, but critics, brands, and music insiders too. But let me throw this to you guys. Do you think we'll see Stray Kids perform at the Super Bowl halftime show someday? Like, is that too bold of a prediction? Because personally, I don't think it's crazy anymore. 10 years ago, people laughed at the idea of K-pop on Western award shows. Now look where we are. Also, can we talk about how this win may shape their future comeback strategies? I wouldn't be surprised if JYP Entertainment now pushes even harder into global promotions. More English interviews, more US and Europe tours, more crossovers with non-K-pop artists. And honestly, I hope they do it their way. The thing about Stray Kids is that they've never tried to be anyone else. They're loud, experimental, sometimes chaotic, and fans love them for that. So, imagine that energy channeled into a world tour after this win. Picture them doing Coachella next year or collaborating with someone unexpected, like Billie Eilish or Imagine Dragons. That's not even a reach anymore. And I know some people might be like, it's just a Kids Choice Award, it's not that deep. But here's the thing, it is that deep because it represents accessibility. Stray Kids just got put in front of an entire generation of kids and teens who watch Nickelodeon, who might be discovering K-pop for the first time. That's how fanbases grow. That's how you go from global stars to legends. Now, let's switch gears a bit because we can't talk about this win without talking about the fandom. Stays, can we just take a moment and give yourselves a round of applause? You guys didn't just show up, you dominated, you voted, you shared, you promoted. And most importantly, you believed in your group when the rest of the world was still catching up. That's the kind of loyalty that powers a career. And I truly think Stray Kids knows that. Every time they go on stage, every time they release an album, you can feel how much they want to repay the love they've been given. And that brings me to this. Do you think this will push other fourth-gen groups to go even harder now? Because I can totally see this sparking some healthy competition. I mean, imagine if this win starts a ripple effect, where K-pop becomes a mainstay on Western kids shows, pop radio, award shows. That would be such a powerful shift. And to be real with you guys, I think the world needs Stray Kids right now. Their energy is wild, yes, but it's also authentic. And that authenticity is rare in an industry that sometimes values polish over personality. They bring something raw to the stage, and that resonates across languages and borders. Alright, so before we wrap up, I want to ask one more thing. What do you want to see next from Stray Kids? A genre shift, a global collab, a documentary maybe? Or should they lean deeper into their SKZ player and SKZ code content for fans? Let me know in the comments because I always read your thoughts. And I love hearing your ideas. And while you're at it, let's get a little nostalgic. What's your favorite Stray Kids era so far? I know it's impossible to pick just one, but if I had to, God's Menu is still living rent-free in my head. That era was such a turning point, don't you think? Okay, we're gonna keep watching how this story unfolds. If there are any interviews, encore speeches, or behind-the-scenes clips from the Kids Choice Awards, you know I'll be the first to talk about them with you. So Stays, congratulations again. You didn't just support a group, you helped make history. And Stray Kids, they didn't just win a blimp, they won the world's attention. Alright, that's it from me today. If you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to like, comment, and of course, subscribe to Unyong Buzz for more K-pop news, hot takes, and all the fan-powered conversations we love to have here. Until next time, keep streaming, keep supporting, and keep making noise because Stays don't play. Bye for now.